Welcome to the Cognitive Rampage podcast. I'm your host, Adam Lowery, as usual. Get it back to the screen there. For those of you that will be joining us live here soon, my guest today is Ronnie Graham. He is a filmmaker and an actor. He actually stars in a producer of this podcast, my best friend, who I mentioned many times, Daniel McNamara. His film, Literature to Larceny, will be coming out soon. And Ronnie is in that film, but Ronnie is also a filmmaker. And let's see. All right. Always little technical difficulties, if you will, when we sign in. But Ronnie did a short film that won some awards that we're going to talk about. But Ronnie has a life to share, I think. And I think that's really what we're going to do, is try to get more personal about his life, what's brought him to where he's at, what he's been through. A lot of the times what we go through, the bad things, is what brings us to the good places that we're at, whether it's with ourselves or career-wise or in our lives. And so we're going to share that. And the reason you see it set up a little different, as well as Ronnie is joining us from Brooklyn, New York, and Daniel, actually, the guy I was just talking about, will be joining us live with us in the cave. He flew down from New York. Those of you that listened to the podcast yesterday, you know what my boy went through yesterday, losing his best friend, Howie. He was part of the family with me too. Howie the dog was a search and destroy kind of dog, but we talked about the send-off that we had with him the other night, but he's still in town. We got a little film work that we got to do. We are working on the documentary Chemical Incarceration. That will be coming out probably fall this year, depending on it's, we're framing the story that I talked about briefly on Joe Rogan, but we're covering a lot about the therapeutic side, how addiction is treated, how the people within treatment are treated. We're going to focus a lot on that. The idea of the prescription epidemic is definitely out there with the help of films like Prescription Thugs by Chris Bell. Those films help. And, Oxycontin Express was another one, really brought to light, the issues that, not the issues, the fucking epidemic that's spreading across this country. And not a lot of people are focusing on the mental health aspect of it and how people are treated, and let's see, and how people are mistreated in the system and abused financially even. It gets pretty bad. Let me see here. Ronnie's having a little technical problems here. There we go. Sorry for you that are tuning in live or watching this later on YouTube. No worries. Ronnie, actually, we got to cut short too. We were going to go at 12 and had to delay a little bit, and he had to go at 1. So I knew I only had about an hour, but due to that little delay, he's going to try to push and stretch it a little bit for us in about 1:15. And so we may move quick on a lot of things, on a lot of topics in his life and what we talk about. So he's got to go. I think he's got I don't know, it's something important that he can't control. So, and I wanted to talk to him. So, like I said, we got 2 podcasts also back to back today. Excuse me. I try to sip away from the microphone because I'm telling you, there's a few sounds in my life that if I hear, I just, ugh. And the sound of pouring a drink as it goes into the glass, it's like, oh, that sound. And then when somebody sips something, and soup, coffee, that little, oh my God, gets me. So if I lean back over here, that's what I'm doing. But I don't know what I was talking about. I'm killing time. Can you tell? Killing time. Yeah, Danny got caught up in Orlando traffic, which is funny. He lives in New York City, but in New York, you can walk everywhere, bike everywhere for the most part. But Orlando, unfortunately, is still spread out, and we can't move in that direction quite yet. I think we could, fully. But so, if you've ever been to Orlando, you know what I-4 and 408 can do to one's mood, mind, mentality. Yeah. I-4 at 5 o'clock and 7:30 to 8 a.m. will change you into a different person if you're not careful. So Oh, you know what? You can't come out of there. Can't. Okay. I have to turn another light on, apparently. Let's see if we can stretch it. I'll be right back. There we go. Boom. And welcome back to the live cognitive rampage. If you're watching, this is quite funny. Um, never had to turn lights on and get up, but I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope you listened to the podcast yesterday too, with Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. It was moving. It was love. I've had a few emails already from some people. Some love from Danielle Bonacci, who listened to the show. She shared it. Who else shared it? There's 6 or 7 different shares. As soon as we posted it, I was trying to remember, but I appreciate all the love and shares that everybody does. It means a lot when you share something that we do. If we do a podcast or an interview, or I go off on one of my rampages and it moves you, it would be very kind of you, and I would be so thankful and grateful if you share it. Sharing something like that helps us, because if you share it, there's people that follow you in life, that what you like to do, that you inspire. And so if something inspires you and you share some of our work and some of these amazing stories and philosophies that come through here, you could inspire some other people, and you're really helping spreading a good message and a good feeling, right? And a good idea. So all the love to those that share what we do, that even if you take a second, you just thumb it and you like it. That's kind. That's a thumb in a second you didn't have to give us, so I appreciate every like and comment. And if something on the podcast moves you, or you just have to say something, please don't hesitate. Message us, email us. If I don't answer right away, it'll be Steve or somebody, or Danny will get back to you. Danny will never get back to you. Never mind. But I do respond to every email that does come in personally. I eventually get there. We respond in, I don't know, 36 to 48 hours, given how many emails. Depends. But I won't respond to the trolls. The death threats are hard not to respond to, though. So I know you don't mean it. Hmm. There we go. I'm trying to manage to drink without sipping. Yeah. If you listen to that podcast too, we talked a little bit yesterday about addiction again. I can't seem to get away from that topic very long. But all right, Ronnie's calling me live on the air. Let's see. Let's take it. Hey, Ronnie, you're live on the podcast. How are you, man?
Good, good. I'm trying to join. I don't know why I'm unable to do it, because I see the Hangouts thing. It says here, click to join the video call. It's in green. And then when I click on it, it says you are the only one here.
Interesting. And that's the not the test email, right? That's the TCR 61 with your name.
Hold on.
Yeah. Check your email. The most recent email that came in should be a way to enter.
Right. And I'm looking at my email. The last email I got was text Adam 407. Okay, I'm up and running. And then I haven't gotten any emails after that.
Yeah, that's the it's the joys.
Earlier in those emails, or did you just send one to me?
No, we just sent one recently. I was pulling up a different way. I'm gonna try to do the back end, and there's another one. There's been another invite sent to you again to your Google Plus account. If you can try to go into your Google Plus account as well, there is now a new invite that just now got sent to that account.
Answer. Okay, it says you're the first one here.
Interesting.
I think you just called me and I answered.
Well, yeah, because we're sitting here live. We're definitely on air doing our thing.
Is this live?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're live right now, brother.
Oh, okay. You can see me.
No, let me see. No, you're on the phone right now, man. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what, Ronnie? This is awesome, man. This is going down on live. Like we're we're broadcasting live. I got you on the phone, the guest who can't sign in. Steve had to leave. Danny is now trying to get in, as I told everybody who's come on the podcast, but the house is locked. It will. Right. So on live air, everybody watching, this is what happens when you do live broadcasts. You can prepare all you want to. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to leave Ronnie with you on the microphone. Talk to them if you want to. I'm going to go let Danny in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
He's on camera. He's having trouble sliding in. The camera's running. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right, let's see if we can work something out. You're all set up right there, man. Yeah, man. Hello, people. So, all right, this is what we're gonna try, dude. Since we're live, I'm gonna have to just maybe make it public. It'd be difficult for me to make it public to everybody. That means everyone could technically sign in, and their faces would appear, and they could chat in with us if I make it open to the public like that. Let's see what else. I can't edit a live event, and man, there's got to be a way. So in your email, Ronnie, what's the most recent email that you got?
email I got from you was text Adam, and my reply to that was, okay, I'm up and running again.
Is there a way to extend this?
You got to talk in the microphone.
Is there a way to?
All right. You know what we're gonna do here, buddy? There's no. We're gonna do something back in. All right. Go to. Hello, Roxy. Go to Gmail, and I'm going to text you the email sign in to our Google guest account, and then just click on that email, and you will pop right in. All right. No worries. No worries. Everyone tuning in, hey, this is how you do it. If you're going to start a live show, this is how it goes down. Danny, I'm going to have to leave you to host because I'm going to text him. Would you pick up the microphone and talk to these people? You're live on air right now, and so is Roxy's butt. She just fucking mooned everybody, man.
It's my girl.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Everyone. Where's Ronnie? Where's Ronnie go?
Okay, join. That's Ronnie Graham Eric. I think I have 2 screens now.
Yeah, talking on the mic, man. Give me a mic check.
Hello. I can barely hear Ronnie, by the way. Does he sound far away to you?
No, he's right on point with me, man.
That's far away.
That's a microphone issue, dog. No. Oh, you know what? Now talk.
Hello.
What the? You see what happens when I don't have my Steve here, dog?
Where's Steve at?
Steve had to go, bro.
The only place I can hear you right now is on my phone.
Yeah, don't worry, man. Look, go to regular Gmail, talk to these people.
Talk to who?
Okay.
You got viewers on YouTube, man.
Hello, people.
Hey, just go to Google and go to, like, you're gonna sign into Gmail, but sign out of your email. All right.
Give me 1 second, world. I just walked in and I get thrown on a podcast. Hello, Roxy. This is Roxy.
All right. I just text you the sign-in name for the sign-in email.
Yeah.
That's the sign-in name for our guest email. Now I'll text you the password too.
Okay, my phone is a little ancient, so I'm gonna have to hang up and get that text message.
All right.
Okay.
You know what? I'll just tell you. I'm gonna mute this shit. You ready?
Okay.
All right, welcome back, audio world. I'm knocking out the camera for a second there. Our producer is joining the cave. Let's just say that. So the camera's knocked out, but we're back in live. I believe Ronnie should be able to sign in here any second, and then just click on the very first email, brother. And then you should join right in. Welcome. If you're watching live, we're still here. That's just my looking constipated picture that my daughter took of me.
I'm sorry, but like that picture, like someone needs to draw a dick and needs to be like facing into your mouth right there.
That's
like
my producer and best friends, people.
I'm just saying that picture needs to come off. Like that's one of those pictures where you're like, like I don't think I should really post this. But he looks jacked and he's a good looking man. I mean, look at him. He's like a primal creature. Look at that guy. Look at those shoulders after his little workout. Yes, producer, best friend, best man, all of the above.
Hey, did you get your birthday present?
He's just a dickhead, ladies and gentlemen.
As I'm pointing out your birthday present.
This is my birthday present like 2 years ago. The dickhead should have gave it to me 2 years ago.
I just got it.
I'm just kidding. This is really appreciated. Those of you that can't see, because we're joining the cave, is a mini helmet for the New York Giants, which I'm going to put on Roxy at some point.
Signed.
I can't see. It's dark in here.
That's signed by OCU McNamara.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir. Not just a little mini helmet. That's a signed helmet.
Well, shout out to the Giants and OCU McNamara for signing that somehow, some way, and being kind, because I've had an experience with a former Giant who was not so kind on a flight, which I won't suggest because it's just bad energy.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I told you about that story.
Oh, yeah. We're like loyal Giants fans too, bro.
I mean, just to put it out there, there's people out there that, celebrities and, famous people or people that are athletes or whatnot that should just be a little more humble, I think, in my opinion. I understand there's certain times and places for everything. But if you're in a local place or you're in a public place and someone might ask for your autograph or something for a friend that is important to them and not just like some person just wanting an autograph. I didn't want his autograph, but I was gifting it for a friend. And I was just shut down, denied because he was busy and getting on an airplane, but he was flying not even in first class. So, hey, what do you expect if you're a public figure? You're going to fly and coach and not expect to get someone to ask for your autograph? Are you kidding me? Like, that's a little ridiculous. Like, you should respect the fact that you're making millions for what you're doing, and you should respect your fans and the people that put you where you are today, besides the fact that you're talented.
Keep talking. I got to say the password.
The dickhead is busy fumbling with shit, so I'm just going to hang out with Roxy. It's cute.
I tried that. Hey, that's la 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 la. You about repeated the password live on air.
Is there a cooler in here with some beverages? I'm going to get you back to Adam real quick.
Yeah.
And I'll be right back.
All right. Ronnie, how you looking, baby? All right.
Okay, so now it's saying get a text message to verify that you
Go ahead. Just go ahead and click. I may have to read you. It's just being safety. That's all. Go ahead and click yes, and I'll read you the little posts. For those of you joining us, Roxy's still on the table, actually. That's funny. All right. Yeah, go ahead and do that. I'll read you the code after that.
How come I can't hear him very well? I can hear everything well with him. You're just raising my volume.
Oh, well, he's on the phone. He's not on the thing.
Oh, okay. So we're waiting for him to join.
Yeah, we're waiting for him to join. Yeah, he's we just used our guest email.
So let me give a brief intro to Ronnie Graham, who's a talented actor in New York City. I believe he resides in Brooklyn right now. We share common bonds, and I recently just met Ronnie in person for the first time, but I've been following him on Facebook because we're both from Orlando, and we have mutual friends in the industry that is film. And Ronnie is just an incredible talent from Orlando. I'm not sure where he's originally from. Well, I guess we'll get that in a little bit.
Look, I got the one ear going like I'm DJing again.
Nice.
It's proper for the next guest after this too.
DJ Prophet, DJ A-Town. What was the rest of your DJ names?
Serenity, AKA, whole bunch of shit. Yeah.
Shout out to the DJs out there.
Yeah, man.
Probably not easy.
DJ Kid Nemesis is coming on later.
Kid Nemesis? Oh yeah, he's good, right? He's blowing up right now.
He's a resident down in Nikki Beach in Miami.
Did you see DJ Khaled? Anyways, Ronnie is a really good person, good human, good father, and he's super talented. And I had the blessing of him being an actor in my film. He played a small but important, actually crucial role in my film Literature Larceny, which is still in production.
Roxy turned off the camera.
Roxy's smart. Roxy knows what's up. She's like, I ain't ready yet. It ain't time.
That's funny. Roxy turned off the camera.
So this is going to be edited, I hope, by the way, because this is coming out there pretty live. But we're waiting for Ronnie to join us still.
Hey, we actually got some Giants news. Giants just signed Vernon. Yeah.
I'm going to add to the intro because he's the intro man.
Another Giants. He's a lineman from the
university. He always
introduces
me when I'm telling stories.
Oh, yeah. Introduce him, bro.
I was trying to do that, but I was interrupted by the dickhead.
No,
Did you light some sage in here?
Yeah, right there.
Did you light it, though?
Did you get it, Ronnie? I texted to you.
So, Ronnie lives in New York.
I'm gonna hang up.
He's an actor. He just starred in a short film called The Curse of War, which was really good. I was at I was actually invited to his screening, thanks to Ronnie. And it's really important. I want him to explain the premise and everything that's about, but we're getting a deep conversation about it later. I just wanted to also give a shout out there to my boy Josh, who just gave me the freshest tattoo I've ever gotten in my life. And it will be a tattoo.
What's the name of his tattoo joint?
That drives me. I'm actually looking for the name right now of the tattoo joint because he is out of Orlando. It's right by UCF. And I don't know the name of it. I'll look it up and we'll shout it out later. But Josh, who's a talented tattoo artist,
Roxy,
just was able to do an amazing drawing and an ink stain of my dog's paw on my left arm, which is beautiful, which hopefully we'll be able to show later. Not now, because
there's the helmet. You get it, Ron?
Yeah, everyone showing the helmet. McNamara, thanks for signing this. Actually, this is probably just Adam signing this and just saying it's McNamara. Just kidding.
No, it definitely is, man. That's signed, man. Oh, I'm not DJing it anymore. No, I'm good.
So.
Yep. DJing. I'm back. Ronnie should be joining us any second. He has the codes. He's signed in from our viewership. This is pretty cool that you brought Roxy in on the podcast, man. She's been on a few podcasts, man, but she's never sat like in frame like that. Like that's awesome.
She should sit right in the middle.
Yeah, usually I have Dale down there with the headphones on.
Right.
I usually put Dale over here with the headphones on. So, man, I missed about Ronnie, man. Tell me, so actor? I thought he was a filmmaker too.
Well, he's a filmmaker.
But that's what you're going to get into, though.
Yeah, because he's part of he's producing, or he wrote the Curse of War, the film he's in.
Talking to the microphone.
He'll explain it a little in detail.
Yeah, like right here. Make love to it.
So he's the one that will go into the details. But he's an actor. He's a producer, a writer, I believe. Who knows? Well, he strives to be possibly a director. I mean, there's always a way to jump into those fields depending on what you want to do and what you're good with. But as far as I've seen, he was passionate, amazing actor. That's not me growling every.
He's in your film, right?
Yes, he's in Larceny.
Oh shit!
Oh, look who it is!
We did it. We did it, Ronnie.
Oh my God!
Welcome to the party.
I swear, I feel like I just launched a space shuttle or something.
see, I was told there was some test runs that were done, so I was shocked to hear that there was so much.
We did a test run, didn't we, brother?
Yeah, we did. I just don't know. It's just not supposed to be this convoluted and difficult to sign on to anything in 2016.
How you doing? You look good.
Thanks. Thanks, man. This is my, pre-work look.
Yeah, you should be growing that beard out, though. Where's that beard? It's looking too thin for me right now.
Yeah, it's coming out, man.
Awesome. Well, we don't have a date yet, but I'll let you know. We'll figure that out. But like I was telling everyone, you're just a talented actor and filmmaker. Adam asked me because he's like, you think he's not just an actor? And I'm like, you're right, because I think you wrote and you produced Curse of War, which is the film you're starring in right now. That's out. We're going to the film festival, the circuit itself.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was I guess probably to date my greatest creative endeavor. So I guess it came out pretty good, and we got a good reception from it. So now we're just trying to take it through the festival circuit and see what happens.
What is? What's the name of the film?
What's that?
Curse of War.
What's it about? What's the Curse of War? What's the rundown?
Well, Curse of War, it's you're getting the view. You're getting like in the last day of a veteran's life, a veteran who's afflicted by PTSD, and it's not. There's really nothing that uplifting about the film. It's really meant to just kind of send a message about the current state of affairs as far as PTSD is concerned. So you just follow him from the time that he wakes up until, his demise, until his downfall in the end of the film. It's 16 minutes long, and it's depressing. But I wanted to do it that way because it's kind of the truth. It really gives you an accurate view of what's kind of like an epidemic plaguing the country right now, and hopefully it will just kind of open the discussion about treatment for PTSD and what we can do and how we should better serve, I guess, our veterans.
Well, yeah, it's beautiful, and I saw it, so I don't want to give away too much of the story. So, Ronnie, at any time, just tell me to.
Thanks for coming out, man. I mean, the fact that you were there really meant a lot, and you brought your girlfriend too, and yeah, that was great. That was great.
It was a great film, and like I said, it's well worth seeing when it's out there for viewers. Right now, it's in I believe the circuit, right? The film festival circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
yeah, we've got it submitted to a few festivals, and
which one's it in, man?
So far, we haven't got accepted to any, and we applied for the big ones. This is our first rodeo, and we're learning from a lot of our mistakes. One of them being you shouldn't really submit to a lot of festivals beyond the deadline. I guess the late submission, because it's almost impossible. I mean, there's a lot of politics involved as well, and you got to somehow have a shoe in. And, we're learning a lot of lessons about that. So we're going for, I guess we're going to humble ourselves and go for a lot of the newer festivals that's been around for, say, a couple of years, and see how far we can go with that. We've kind of shifted our focus as far as our submissions.
Yeah, those are important, and that's good to know. That's good that you put that out there, because
any names, any specific ones you got targeted?
Yeah, there's the ABFF. That's, I guess, the American Black Film Festival, and there's HBO. There's actually one called the GI Film Festival, which is mainly aimed at for the military. So I'm hoping that we get into that. There's also a psychological film festival.
Oh, damn. Really? I want to help bring awareness to the film. It's a short film, right? It's was like 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 16 minutes long, including credits. It's called Curse of War. And yeah, curseofwarthemovie.com is the website.
Well, as you know, since watching it again, I can't give too much away, but I spoke with Adam about it and I explained the overall premise, and I think I might have gave him too much of the story, but not to put too much out there, but it is about PTSD. But the important part is there's a few scenes in there that were with the therapist, and I don't know, Ronnie, we talked a lot over the past few months, and before coming to the podcast, I explained to you Adam is a mental health therapist. He's treated people with that syndrome. So the fact that this is all coming together, that you were in my film and it all worked out, and now that you're promoting this film that you did on, we weren't even talking and I had no idea, but it feels like the energy's out there, and it's there's like this thing that's connecting us, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with him, and I wanted to bring him in on this and talk about it because, like I said, in the film, without giving too much away, there's a therapist scene, and it's so realistic for those of you when you watch it. So it's necessary for whoever is out there, to watch this film, because there's other forms of treatment out there. And in the film, it premises, going to therapy, which is, what everyone should do because it's important to talk to someone. But it also references that they're just giving you pills in the film, and you're just like, no more pills is one of the lines. It's like, no more pills, because you're just like, it's not helping. All this is doing is masking the pain. Like, this isn't real. Right. And then also there was a point in there where it's like you have this relationship with her where she's like, and she was one of your, I think, your acting coaches and an actor that's also amazing in the film. I forgot her name, so feel free to shout her out.
Yeah.
So make sure you shout her out because she was amazing. And when I saw it, it was so real, and it was like, that's exactly what happens. I mean, when you come back, and I don't know this firsthand, but I have friends and friends of friends that have come back and that from war, whether they were involved deeply in it or just even on the side, and it's hard to acclimate. And they are given treatment. I'm not saying that the government isn't offering treatment, but the treatment that is offered is so old school and it's not helping anymore. And it hasn't helped ever, really, but no one knows this and no one really, really digs into this. But Adam, for example, and there's other people out there that are doing this for other forms of therapy that help and that are proven to help, unlike just giving people pills, which is just masking your pain and just giving you an addiction and something to do and something that could potentially kill you. I mean, look at the statistics. What Chris Bell has put out there with prescription thugs. There's so many statistics and amazing numbers that he says.
Dude, one of the ones that stands out that really stand out to me in that film. It was funny. I was talking about prescription thugs and all of this chemical incarceration, as filler. And what the stat he says is there's enough drugs prescriptions written in enough prescriptions written in a year that could drug every person on earth for a month.
Wow.
Doped up 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I believe that.
What was
if it's America, a month or a week, I got to double check.
What does America consume versus the rest of the world? It was insane.
Oh, dude. It was you're talking 60% of the United States takes a pill when they wake up, and almost half, or no, the reverse, 50% takes when they wake up, 60% takes a pill to go to bed.
Right. And again, people check your facts. I mean, it's out there. It's on the internet. Google anything you want with this conversation here, because it's an epidemic and has been for decades, and no one knows because the government just makes money off of this because it's all funded through them, and they don't care because this is what your money's paying for. This is what you're funding when you're funding Donald Trump and dickheads like that. It's like ridiculous that you're just funding people that are greedy as fuck and just want to make money. They really don't care about you. The industry is not out there to fix you. It's out there to keep you a customer because they've been making that much money. Why are they going to fix you for? They're not going to make any money off you. They want residual income. They want you to be sick. It's just like those insurance scams. It's just like those other telemarketing bullshit that you avoid every single day. You're just not bought into it now because you can't look outside what you've been told your entire life. And that's difficult to do. And the only way you can really do that.
Yeah. And that, it's indicative, I think, of American society, with the way that, the immediate gratification, everything is just to do things faster.
Right.
And of course, a pill exemplifies that. Fast healing, but as far as long term, I think, of course, there are better methods of doing it. Like, for instance, I was just sick for about a week, and every time that I took an Advil, I swear to you, I felt like I was going a step back as far as in the healing process, and I wasn't letting things happen, you know, naturally. And I felt it because whenever I recovered or it wore off, I felt worse than when I started. And I think I just kind of like made the decision, go cold turkey, don't take any pills, just ride it out. And I think that's how I was able to, you know, approach, I guess, that point of healing faster than just by placating myself with these, you know, with these pills. So
that's this. Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, what you're saying is actually scientifically backed. And the biggest issue that I have with drugs like Suboxone that are actually even being used to treat pain now is what happens. You have pain receptors in your body, your brain, etc. And when you take, say, opiates or painkillers or even Suboxone at length, what happens is your pain receptors begin not to work and they become more sensitive because they don't have to do anything. So I'm generalizing, so for easier conception. So essentially, as you numb those things over time, tolerance starts to build up. You need more and more and more to numb them. But if you then try to stop taking opiates or stop taking Suboxone for pain, what happens, the pain truly does feel worse because your receptors are now numb. They're not working as much. They haven't had to. You've been used to the pill. So the pain levels actually do increase when you try to come off of things like Suboxone, painkillers, and opiates. That's a big part of the withdrawal. So what you're talking about on a Advil level or something, I'm not sure about, but I know it can be, it's an anti-inflammatory for the most part. So, but I think any synthetic thing entered into us that's not naturally made is going to have a cause and effect. If you put something in, something else has to, you know, happen on the back end. And, you know, you and I, Ronnie, were talking during our, what's funny, during our test run, we went into length about, well, I did, I rambled like normal about psychedelic treatment and what I've seen it do for veterans and abuse victims and trauma victims, etc. Did you see any of that in your film when you were doing some of this?
I think the character that I played, I don't think he had a chance to experiment with a lot of those types of treatments. I think what he was more open to and what had access to was just the drugs from his counselor, and I don't think that it was you know, having a positive effect because, you know, he was suffering on many different levels and probably of some things that weren't where the drugs that he was taking weren't capable of curing. So you know, I look at some treatments, you know, these days, like, you know, tapping. I learned about that about last year. And even like you said, what you said this morning about the psychedelics and mushrooms and different things like that, you know, I cannot believe how effective those things are and why they're not being used as an alternative, or even probably as the first line of defense against these types of things. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And of course, you know, if you think big farm and if you think, you know, capitalistic, then it does make sense. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, there's the VA gets a lot of shit. And the truth is, once you're in the VA system, it takes pretty good care of you. The problem is the line and paperwork to get into the VA. And now that's not every VA. Many VAs are backed up, run down, low budgeted, and fucked. But when you're in it, they can work you through it. But what you said earlier is exactly right. Is still what is offered is just a direct synthetic chemical approach with some suggestion of therapy, counseling, and groups.
They don't even suggest alternatives. Like, seek out, just so you know, there's other forms out there. Like, you know, like just getting out there in nature, just go living, you know, just there's other things to do. Like, you know, no, it don't affect you chemically. Like when you take these pills that are synthetic, they're made in labs, you know, and you can argue what's a drug and class what, class this. It's all just government names that they you know, they put out there. You know, what really works and what's really been proven to work is it's like a fight these days, you know, like marijuana for one is proven to help so many different diseases, would shut down, I think, the top 3 or 4 pills out there for what, pain, ADHD, and all this stuff, which is terrible. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. I've taken these drugs going through college and in my younger days, you know, everyone passes around a Xanax, everyone takes Adderall for school. I mean, if you just look at, and again, you don't have to listen to us. You know, we're not professionals, but just Google it. What is in the actual ingredients? Adderall is methamphetamine. That's just the same definition as ice for the street people. When you take oxycodone and you're killing the pain because I have 2 herniated discs. So they started me off with hydrocodone, and then they gave me oxycodone. The oxycodone or Oxycontin, whichever it was, the worst one, I had no idea what I was taking. The doctor gave me a brief warning saying, hey, by the way, this could be addictive. Just be careful. But he didn't say, hey, by the way, taking this is just like shooting yourself with heroin. You're going to feel the exact same way because it's the same ingredients. It's just in this little pill form. And I'm telling you it's okay. And I'm a doctor. And no one tells you that shit. But you're actually basically taking a dose of heroin. You know, and it's not like you're choosing to do that. And then the people that are weak, like, you know, I was for a little bit, and it's not to say that you're weak if you're addicted, but it's just like you're involved. And to get off of that is not easy. It's just like,
well, you're talking a brain influence change, your biological change, a behavioral change. I mean, you're talking a forefront need to change. And, you know, speaking of the change part, I was thinking about something when you were talking, Ronnie. When you had to play the character of this PTSD war veteran, what did you tap into? How did you change? How did you form to fit into that kind of role itself? You know, what kind of preparation is there? And then it's twofold. What kind of prep is there? How do you do it? And on the back end, what did it feel like coming in and out of that character, you know, experiencing those things? I want to see if they correlate to, you know, what you felt.
Right. Well, to be honest with you, one of the reasons I did that film was because it had a lot of, you know, real life relevancy, you know, as far as this sort of depression that I was going through, having and being away from my sons for 4 years, and always, you know, and those really hard phone calls, you know, every time, you know, they're like, Dad, when are we going to get to see you? And I had no answer. And slowly, and without unknowing, you know, to me, I was just suffering on the inside. And the funny thing is, when I was looking for, you know, like scenes, and I started doing the research through YouTube, the scene that I resonated with the most was this Marine talking about his experience. And that's when I started to see like a correlation between my subtle depression and the suffering that this guy had on the inside from what he did. So I did those two. So on the outside, the performance, what you saw was a Marine suffering and telling a story about what he experienced in Iraq. But on the inside, I just let everything kind of come out as far as the way I truly felt about missing my sons and how I felt, you know, the depression and everything. And I brought those two things together for that character. Going into that, as far as acting, you know, you have to amplify these things. And a lot of times, you know, if we, as just normal people, you know, we don't delve into these emotions and stay there. Whereas an actor, what I had to do was go into those emotions and live in that from day to day, you know, in an effort to kind of be true to the art and be true to the character that I was portraying. And for some odd reason, when I would be underground, you know, just traveling on the subways, you know, there's a lot of dismal looks. You know, you see a lot of homelessness, people that are homeless, people that are sick, people that are suffering from, you know, mental problems or whatever, talking to themselves, screaming, and all these types of things. And when I'm already in that headspace of my life is just meaningless, why am I here? It's hopeless. And you see all that, everything is just, it's like I draw off of that negative energy, and it just, you know, you just kind of descend even deeper into like the depths of just hopelessness. So you do that I did that for a month. And to be quite honest with you, it took an emotional and a physical toll on me, because there were times where my chest I would have a pain in my heart because I was suffering from a broken heart while living with this character and living with the pain and entertaining that pain even more so.
Right.
For the I was portraying. And there were times where your body, it changes the mannerisms. My head was down, I was moping. it changes your voice. It just changes every aspect of your being, because this is what, you know, our lives depend on energy. And if you don't have that energy, or if your energy is altered, then that overall. And it took weeks, if it probably even months, where although I put that character to rest in the manner in which we ended the film, just thinking about it sometimes, it resurfaces, and it has kind of like a negative effect on me, you know, in to a smaller degree.
Well, of course.
And I think this is one of the reasons why whenever you see a really honest, great portrayal on film of an actor that's going through the motions and something that is regular or ordinary citizens, we just choose not to go there because we have our lives to live and people to face on a daily basis. I don't think they, you know, I think it's worth paying an actor $20 million to slowly die on screen, because that's what you're doing.
What you're doing
whenever you play a lot of these roles, is that you're slowly, you know, you're crumbling on the inside. And if you do it the right way, you do the process, you do the work, you know, it'll come across on screen.
Well, and I saw that, and like I said, I introduced you slightly, but you know, Adam does the intros, which will be, you know, put in later after we, you know, we talk about everything, because you know, I told him like how just we have a common bond, which is basically we're from Orlando and now live in New York, which is a lot of people that do that, especially in the film world, and you were just amazingly talented, and I know you, through a few of the people that are also involved in my film, I want to make sure I give them some shout outs, like, you know, Tim Rucka.
Yeah.
You know, like
Tim's a good guy.
Tim's a good guy. He connected us. He connected and Stephanie as well. Do you know Stephanie? Who was in his organization, or his organization? So I sound like a professional. His group, his film troupe. What do you call them? What's the name of the? It's called the Orphans Productions, which is what he's involved in. So I wanted to just give him a pretty good shout out. But he's the one that kind of brought us together back then. And I've always just followed you on Facebook, and I always just saw you, you know. And I actually remember you posted a scene of you prepping for this role in your bathtub, which is one of the scenes in the film that just is so well done, and you can just sense the, you know, the pain you felt and what you were thinking about. And I love the point that you made on, and you called it pain, because you're not experiencing what that person's going through as an actor, because you can never experience that unless you actually went to war and experienced that.
Right.
What you pulled from is pain, because everything that we experience, no matter what, dials down to one word. It's pain. It hurts. Whether it's a physical illness or a mental illness, it's all pain. So like with what you experience, is you drew off of the thing that hurts you the most, and that's being away from your children. And to draw that pain is like, it's so hard to do for as an actor, I can imagine, because you have to do that day in, day out. If you don't get it right, if you're being bossed around these people telling you, you know, do it again, do it again, do it again, you're like, can I just do it once and not think about it anymore? Or at least, you know, like only think about the good parts you want to think about, not like, you know, the fact that you're missing them so much, which dials down to, again, it's just pain. It's your pain. And PTSD is the version of pain that people experience. You know, there's post-traumatic, baby syndrome. That's pain that, you know, that they're experiencing, because it's all
postpartum depression.
Postpartum depression. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Right.
Things like that, and that's good that you dialed in on that.
Well, I'm glad, dude. I was so dialed into you talking there, like a fucking. I was zoned in, bro. When you were just, I could feel what you tried to or had to do, and like Danny said, connecting that pain like that. I can only, man, you know, because we're not meant. I don't think we're meant to lie. We're meant to live our authentic selves. And, you know, a lot of actors and actresses, they do. I hear a lot of people take shit like, how tough is your job, really? You fly here, fly there, you know. And, you know, fame, one, corners you and you lose freedom. But if you're doing films constantly all year, and you have to zone into these places, these flow states, to become, you know, this character, and you do that, and I think you generally start to push the bounds of human capacity, human capability, right? That's why I think lying innately feels bad when we do it sometimes, unless you're a psychopath or a narcissist. But, you know, to do that for months and months on end and all year, I mean, I can see where you could be like, who am I? And so how, when you dive that deep into it, Ronnie, how how do you pull yourself out of a role when it's over and try to remove that from you? How do you do that, or can you do that?
Right. You know, when I was taking my, I had like sessions with the acting coach, and at the end of every session, I would be on the floor, you know, in snot and tears, and just feeling, you know, really hopeless. It takes a lot of imagination because you have to basically block everything out and believe that you're in a place of, you know, just of hopelessness.
Yeah.
But as far as to get out of that, you know, whenever you you have the capacity to go really, really dark,
Right.
it pays to have also the capacity to be a very great light. And a lot of times in my life, I laugh at a lot of dumb shit. I do a lot of stupid stuff. I'm really childish. And that is really the way that, you know, children, they have no fear and they're happy. And if you want to get, I think the greatest happiness can be achieved in being childlike, you know? And so that's, sometimes I'll just like look at, you know, like Laugh Factory marathons or something and laugh as long as I can. You know, but be with my son. I mean, my son lives with me now, but you know, I can relate to him in a lot of ways. And I even do,
it's almost like reverse, like the same way you fall into a character, you have to fall back into yourself.
Right. And one of the problems I had even with my acting coach was that I don't think she had a way to, you know, like when you work out, you have a recovery drink to kind of get your muscles back into the mode of exercising or whatever. And she didn't really have kind of like a recovery type of technique. And when I left, it's like, okay, we got you to the point. That's where I want you to, that's how I want you to look on film. But now you can go. And I'm like, no, you can't just do that to me. You can't just get me to this place and then just and leave me there, because, you know, I went to work that night and I was so drained. I could not even keep my eyes open. I was like physically drained and my chest hurt. And I told her this the next time. So afterwards, we spent a lot of time in just kind of with some reinforcing statements. She would say that, you know, this is who you are as a person. You know, smile, be happy. It was almost like a little bit of hypnosis in kind of reminding me, my deeper self, that this is the essence of who you are as a person, and it's not this person you're trying to portray. So it's a little bit of playing with, you know, your mind and fooling your senses.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant about, you know, taking a new respect for actors and actresses. If you look at years and years of in and out of yourself, falling back in and out of yourself, I mean, technically, you know, if you're playing a character, you're living this false lie, this person, but we are just brains or synapses and firing and energies and manipulation. And hell,
right.
as a trainer and reader, studier, psychologist or psychology, we talk about the power of mind control with thoughts and beliefs. And so if you have to believe you are this character, then the thoughts then change you. And thoughts create feeling emotions, patterns.
Thoughts create everything. He's been preaching for the longest time. And like I said, Adam's like, you know, my best friend, you know, best man, all that stuff. And he's more than that. He's just one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. And he's been preaching that for the longest time. And he always tells me and reaches out when I'm in times of need. And I call him. He's the person I call to. He's the first person I call because he knows, like, you know, just so much. And you know, it's important to say, but one of the things he would always say is thoughts become things. I mean, everything starts with your mind. And how we were talking about pain, there's different forms of pain: physical pain, emotional pain. But emotional pain is all started with your mind. I mean, and that's just in the base form. That's what it is. And if you think about it from the base level, what's going to stop your mind from being hurt? And it's not think about the things that hurt you. You know, you think about the good things. You know, whether it be someone you lost, you know, or someone that was very important to you. You think about all the positive attributes that they give you. You know, through everything that they. You know, it's hard, but at times that you need to reach down deep down that place, it's like you have to pull from the worst parts, and that creates pain. I mean, that creates pain because when bad things happen to you,
Isn't that the artist way though? I mean, Kurt Cobain, make the list, right? I mean, it's the list, right? The pain creates the artist, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And and ultimately, if our souls, if at the core, we're filled with love and all of the good things that we would like to believe, then in essence, the captain of our ship wants us to kind of good things, but sometimes he loses control of that ship through a storm of like emotions, and then it's hard for some people to kind of see that lighthouse, to see that to get back to that place, because and sometimes, unfortunately, ultimately you totally lose that has happened to artists and to actors alike, where they get so deep into a role or into like a character or a work of art that they ultimately lose themselves, because they just they forget about their true soul, their true selves, and what it's supposed to be up of.
Yeah, when you think about, even just a few writers come to mind when you talk like that, like Hunter S. Thompson, Charles Bukowski. I mean, these writers destroyed themselves with alcohol and wrote some of the things because they could see certain things. And one of my favorite things I love to do, because trust me, when you're sitting in those groups of treatment like I did in rehab, and you're running those groups, and you were right on point, man, I would tell you almost half, at least a third, but sometimes half, if not more, of the room were veterans. They were all veterans. And when you sit in that room and you're conducting those interviews, and the people that are talking to you and what they've experienced and been through. And bring me back, Danny. The siren threw me off.
What are those sirens?
That's in Brooklyn. I wanted to take off running.
I was like, okay, are there sirens in
what was I talking about? I wanted to take off running.
Right now, it's a little funny.
What were you talking about? He was doing, you got to bring me back. Those sirens made me want to run or something. Trip me out.
We'll just change the subject.
No,
sirens. That's what happens in New York, right, Ronnie?
Sleep through that time.
What was it? My fault?
Oh, no, I was just saying I sleep through like siren. I live right next to a fire station.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's like, see, people don't understand that in New York, and I mean, by New York, I mean the city, and I mean by the city, I mean all the boroughs that are busy, there's always something going on. And no matter what, if you're, you work from home, which a lot of people do, like I do. And if you're an actor, when you're not on set, you're home working on your craft, there's so much noise. And I feel like this is one of the best things about New York, is you get adapted to and used to all those noises, so that you can appreciate like solidarity and, out there in the middle of nowhere. Even better. But I know what you're saying. Like, it distracts. Like, we're in Orlando right now. Orlando's so much quiet. We're in a little neighborhood, and it's just like we don't hear that. So I was like, I can see, like, I got thrown off too. I was like, whatever he was saying, I got thrown off because I heard the sirens as well. It was hilarious.
Yeah, and you know something, like all those noises are great, especially for filmmaking. But as far as the technical aspects of filmmaking, continuity, and even for actors who are just trying to like concentrate, like I was, because a lot of the Curse of War was actually shot right here in my apartment. And there was a time I was doing like this really emotional scene, and these two fucking guys outside there, we have a liquor store right down the block from me. And they're vets, but they're also really, really drunk every single day.
So you gotta respect
guys. They were just going at it, just talking shit. And we can't, the last thing you want to do as like a PA or a director or anything is go out there. You guys mind, we're shooting a scene. Oh, they'd be like, we're shooting a scene, God damn, let me come up in that motherfucking movie, man. And that's kind of like what we went through a lot, was just distractions. Somebody pulled up like all year long. Maybe I just don't notice it because I'm not filming, a pivotal scene. A guy pulls up right in front of my apartment and starts playing Uptown Funk on loop.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the scene.
At least it's Uptown Funk. At least it wasn't Taylor Swift or something that would totally put you out, like some kind of Katy Perry.
Oh, man. And he played, it was 30 minutes. We had to hold for 30 minutes.
Oh, it's so bad. I know. Like, I was wondering too, like, I tried to be involved, and I told people that, you played a very small but very pivotal and important role in literature larceny. That people will get to see in about a year or so. We're still shooting it, but it was so fun to watch you work in person, and then I saw it on screen after. And I think most people see it differently. Usually I'd see you on screen first and then see you perform in person. But I met you like when we met, you were going to perform. And it was just like amazing to watch you work with you and Nick Cregan, who's, you know, the star of the film, and you play his father, Abdul. And, you know, it was just beautiful because not only was the casting perfect with you two, because you guys look like just alike, but it was so emotional. And like, you know, I didn't want to stay around as, you know, as the director, you know, Mustafa Mahdi, you know, who was incredible and worked with the directors. Worked with the actors. I mean, I couldn't even ask for a better situation. But he worked, was very close knit with the actors, and he even told me a few times, you know, like, you kind of just stand back a little bit, like, I don't want you to like distract anyone. I'm like, okay, awesome. I appreciate that honesty. I appreciate that directness. Like, just, and I was like, so that's what I did. You know, especially that day, I let you guys work, and I tried to go in and out just whenever I could, but I'd watch my distance, and it was just so emotional and so real. And the people around us were just, you saw, like, we filmed outside in the streets of New York and Harlem. And people were just walking by, like, they would come up to them while they're shooting a scene, and they'd ask him, "Oh, you okay?" Just random people walking on the street that we had to have signed agreements, because if we decide to use that, you know, they're going to be on screen. But they thought it was so real because there wasn't a lot. We used a lot of natural light. There wasn't a lot of big production things. So no one really knew what was going on. But the fact that it was so real, and I saw it, I was like getting chills, and just, you know, from script to seeing it performed was just amazing. And I can't wait to share that with everyone.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a powerful scene, and just the way, you know, what's his name, Mustafa, the way he shot it, coming out of that basement, even like the preparation for it. You know, I listened to like a lot of for that particular scene, I was all kind of in rage, on a rampage and stuff like that. And I think I listened to a lot of Linkin Park before that scene.
Sure, that's a great. Linkin Park is, I think, probably one of the top 2 rampaging like albums of all time. What's it? Linkin Park and Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit. Break stuff song. I mean, that song to me.
But that's it. No more Limp. Just one song.
Yeah, I mean, they're not.
Godsmack more than anything. Metallica probably, if I had.
It's what people listen to when they go to the gym and they want to get pumped, or they want to, like, you know, I'm sure fighters listen to pumped up music. They don't listen to, like, you know, they don't listen to like Katy Perry or, you know,
some crazy fuck.
No, who is it? There was an Olympian or a basketball player that would listen to the Katy Perry or Taylor Swift song, and it was an American song by Miley Cyrus, and it was an amazing song. I'm not gonna lie, I like Miley Cyrus, I like Katy Perry, I like Taylor Swift. I listen to all their songs, and I find myself, like, not all of their songs, but when they come on, I find myself,
careful, you're live.
Oh man, damn! I find myself like enjoying their songs, but I wouldn't listen to it before.
We're not really friends.
Gym. We're
not really friends.
Oh man.
By the way,
can we cut that? Can we cut that out?
The affection that
This is why I'm behind the scenes. I hate this. I always word of mouth diarrhea, and I'm like, now I'm gonna have to beg him afterwards. I'm like, can I watch it? And can I cut this out? And he's not gonna let me. I know he's not gonna let me.
Nope.
He's the editor, and
dude, I've been sitting here quiet the whole time. I'm still trying to remember what the hell I was gonna talk about. I got as far as going PTSD victims and veterans are making up nearly half of the groups that I was treating in drug rehab. And that was just a left field fact that was bouncing off of the main idea that I have yet to find.
Yeah, I hate that. It'll come back to you.
I've been sitting here quiet. Like,
I got to say, though, this observation from my end, what kind of dog is that? Is it a boy or girl? What's her name?
This is Roxy. This is a girl. She's been Adam's dog for a very long time.
She's 9 now.
She's 9.
Wow. 10.
She's
sorry.
10.
Sorry, baby. I told him your age.
That is a sight to behold.
No, don't tell him his weight. Don't tell her weight.
No, she weighs perfect.
She's a big girl.
She's the rescue. She's the rescue too.
Yeah,
somebody was going to just get rid of her. They were
Can you believe that? Like, out there in this world, like, I'm sure you see, because I see it all the time. And my girlfriend, she runs a rescue in New York City called Social Tees, and people just will out of the blue just leave a dog in a park, leave a dog at the doorsteps of Social Tees or cat or whatever. Sometimes it's ridiculous that these people, you know, it's just, I feel like you're either a good person or a bad person, but I feel like what you do defines you. And, you know, we've all been good people and we've all been bad people. So like that's basically it. But it's like doing certain things, like to an animal like that, like just to leave an animal somewhere because you can't take care of it anymore, instead of just doing a little bit of work and finding a place for it to do. And like, you know, she and, you know, God bless all these people that, and thanks to all the rescues out there that do this work, because, you know, they find forever homes for animals that, you know, and like what we were talking earlier about, back to the curse of war, you know, there's other therapy than medication and pharmaceuticals. One of which is like, you know, dog therapy, pet therapy.
That's huge, bro.
Huge.
When I was working in the
Roxy, this dog is just one of the most beautiful souls in the history of dogs, and you could really take her to any like nursing home.
She did, bro.
Like the perfect centipede.
Yeah, when I worked for
a centipede. Yeah, centipede.
When I worked in a dementia clinic for a little while, I worked with elders that were suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's, and I brought Roxy in every Friday. It was pet therapy day. And pet therapy for people suffering with that, and seniors, etc., PTSD, these things are amazing. The basic therapies of art therapy, meditation, all kinds of holistic ways, man, and from musical therapy, hobby therapy. I made that one up. Any other
thing? You know, it's a therapy. Why not focusing on a hobby? Like doing a puzzle keeps your mind focusing on a puzzle. Yeah. People don't understand that when they're in pain, the basis of form of what you're trying to do is avoid that pain. And deep down inside, we all have one thing in common, and that's we breathe. And people make fun of the term of meditation. Oh, I meditate. I've had friends and roommates that are like, make fun of you because what are you doing there? And they're knocking on the door, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to meditate. And you can't say that because you're trying to meditate. And they come out like, what are we doing? Meditating. And they're like, oh, what meditating? Ha ha ha. It's like, well, you know what? You meditate and then you go pray in church, okay? And like, there's two different things, but I know it's very similar. Both work. Everyone has their methods. And like an actor, I'm sure everyone has their methods. I'm sure people won't pull from what you're pulling from. They'll pull from something else.
Right.
Like people make fun of people when they say they're trying to meditation, which is upsetting because it's like all you're doing when you're saying like, do you meditate is do you breathe? Like at the end of the day, you're just breathing. And that's cool. All meditation is doing is shutting off, not thinking about anything but your breath. And it's like, if you just stop at this point in this day, if you're listening or you're watching or you're going to listen or you're going to watch it, just stop, put it on pause, and just breathe deeply 10 times and don't think about anything.
Yeah.
You feel right after you do that. And people don't understand that it's difficult to meditate. So not only is it like, I mean, I'm still learning and it's
I was going to ask you, how's that helped you? Because you talked about going through the pill thing. Were you doing any of that meditation then?
I was doing yoga then. I wasn't into meditation because I was reading a lot of books about meditation. I was reading a lot of books about meditation, but I wasn't actually doing it much because I was also doing not good things, you know, like I was drinking probably too much, you know, as everyone does, and not saying alcoholism, just drinking a few nights a week. And then you wake up and you're hungover and you don't wake up and meditate. Meditate is something you do every single day consistently to see the benefits. And
absolutely.
When you tell that to people, they just like, you know, people can't avoid patterns. Like they want to avoid patterns. They want to do something consistently because if they're not used to it, like you always say, uncomfortable with where the change is. If you're not used to sitting down, I mean, we did this the other night, for my birthday and a celebration of my best friend. We did something where he bet me that we couldn't sit still for 5 minutes, and we don't really talk. Even though he's my best friend, we don't really talk about the fact that, like, you know, I've consistently meditate at least, you know, every other day, but I've tried to do it. I think the longest I've gone is 22 days, and it wasn't until after the second week where I really saw what everyone has been talking about. And that's doing it every day for 20 minutes. And that's just like breathing and not thinking about anything. And there's all forms of meditation out there, but just breathing, even just sitting outside and just breathing and just thinking, saying the words in and out, breathing in, breathing out. Just do that. Try it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's hard to do. So we did it the other night. And we both sat there and we were just looking up at the stars, and it was beautiful. We had a bonfire going. We were with good friends, good people. All the members of the family were there. All the members of our tribe were there. And we just felt this peaceful bliss where all we were just focusing on is just life, you know? And it was like a celebration of life, because when you breathe, you're alive. When you stop breathing, that's the most important thing. You kind of die.
It's totally underrated.
So, I mean, why do I want to just breathe? Why do I want to meditate? Like, so and I feel like in America mostly, but all over the world, people get stuck up on this terminology of words, you know, like meditation and good, bad, because everyone has their opinions, you know, like God, because everyone has their own types of religions. So many religions out there that all should be respected equally. And firmly I believe, and then in many things in life, is that if we just stop talking about it or debating it, it won't be a thing, you know? My religion is better than your religion. You don't believe in this. You don't believe in God. Oh, you're a terrible person. I believe in God. I'm better than you. It doesn't matter. It's like everyone should have the right to their own opinion and their own beliefs.
I love it. Did you say everybody just should shut the fuck up?
Pretty much. Because when you shut the fuck up and you stop talking about it, it doesn't become a thing anymore. The more you talk about it, the more it becomes a thing.
Why does everybody got to announce what they do?
That too. People need
exactly. Right. Hey guys, I hate to do this. I got 8 minutes to actually do a lot of things and get out of here for work.
No problem. We'll do this again, because I want to.
Yeah, we gotta do this again because I swear, like I've got about 3 hours worth of topics that I wanted to kind of touch on today, but
Yo, let's do. What's that calendar say, man? Find me a.
We'll figure it out.
No, because what we'll do is we can make this. We went live already, but what we could do is we went about an hour and change, which is still the podcast. But I know there's things I want to ask you, Ronnie. I got a lot of stuff to get into too personally, but if you want, we can do a backup to this,
part 2,
and
because
then
I want to
put
get
them out.
more into the film with you, and more. I want you to shout out more of the characters, like your
Well, we
acting
can
coach and everyone that was involved, the producer, the directors.
All right,
absolutely, yeah, that's what I'll definitely
let's do part 2, and then this is already live. But before we drop the podcast, what we'll do is we'll just edit in part 2 with 1, and we'll drop the podcast and everything together. Maybe we do it before you go back to New York. Maybe today, even. I don't know. I got a podcast 2 in 20 minutes with DJ Kid Nemesis, so I'm with you, dog. But let's try to do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you want to try to?
We'll figure out the time and everything.
Yeah, we'll figure out the time.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Cool.
And we can always just edit it in because
okay.
The more details. And I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate
it.
This.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
No, thanks for having me, man. This was great. Really enlightening, and Roxy there. She's a winner for sure.
Love and life. See, PTSD victims, if you're out there, what you need to do is you need to find a rescue and you need to adopt a dog. You don't adopt a dog, foster a dog. It's basically like renting the car for free. It's so fucking easy. You just go in there and you say, let me try this dog out. And if you don't like the dog, you take it back to where you got it and they take it back. It's amazing. But if you like the dog, which 9 out of 10 times, look at Roxy. She's a rescue. She was now she's the love of their lives. This happy family.
All right.
But yeah, anyways.
All right, peace out, brothers. All right, I gotta go.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
All right, later.
Oh man, thanks for joining us and staying on. What we're gonna do, we'll probably try to come back with part 2. I'm gonna try to do it today with Ronnie so we can patch this together and drop the full podcast for you. That part 2 will go live too. So those of you watching on YouTube, etc. Love you, thank you, appreciate it. We'll pull in part 2 and mix it together. Stay tuned though, because in about 15 minutes, DJ Kid Nemesis.
Those of you who are live right now, you should be watching. If you're not, it's fine. But
you got to talk to the mic, bro.
Those of you live, check out my new tat.
Oh yeah, that's the tat he was talking about.
And those of you that are live, you just got a once in a lifetime opportunity, because I hate being on camera and I'm gonna kill this motherfucker for surprising me with this.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Tune back in 15 minutes. That's funny, bro. We will have been live from Brooklyn and now live from Miami, South Beach in the same day.
We're national picture.
Oh, bro, we're in 69 countries.
I don't even know if there are 69 countries.
There's 196 countries.
There's a lot of countries.
Yeah, give or take. Tomorrow, one may topple.
I need to read more.
Yeah, 196 countries. We're in 61. You don't listen.
I don't listen ever.
All right. Yeah, he's the creative guy, kind of. Look. Yeah. All right, we'll tune back in, man. Hope you're taking care of you and living your cognitive rampage.